Tales from the Crypt is a pivotal part of the Drip Fed Dread. Y'all know that if you're a day one. If you're not, this little bastard be shit talking me nonstop.
How many times do I have to tell you, Piggy, you are not anything significant?
Dude! And whether or not you hate that bug-eyed little bastard, you can't deny how spooky Tales from the Crypt is. What up, y'all? Welcome back to Fandom of the Indie Review. Damn, it's been a minute since I posted a video. I'm sorry, guys. Been working a lot, working doubles. Been having some family time, but it's time to get back on that grind again and end this year with a bang as we talk about specifically the first 2 episodes of Tales from the Crypt. We're on the journey of 5,000 subscribers by the end of the year. Help your boy get there. So the first 2 episodes came out June 10th, 1989, believe it or not. And it was a triple header. We're not going to talk about the 3rd episode. We'll save that for a rainy day. That was Dig That Cat, He's So Gone, which is an awesome one in itself. But let's talk about the first 2. They're important to me because the second one is one of the scariest ones of all time, in my opinion. And since it's December, it's a Christmas episode. But the first episode ever, starring a pretty significant actor in horror and Hollywood in general, Bill Sadler, which I find it kind of coincidental because not only was he in the first Tales from the Crypt episode, but he ended up being in the first Tales from the Crypt movie, Demon Knight. Anyway, this episode was called The Man Who Was Death. And this was a very interesting episode in my opinion. I was really curious to why they chose this one to be the introduction of the series. I mean, I can't complain either because, the second one is a Christmas one in June. Christmas and summer, that makes no sense. But this one essentially follows a fourth wall breaking narrative from a man who is the executioner at the prison. He is the one that pulls the lever and kills the people that are put to death. And I will say it starts with a pretty disturbing and visceral scene of him describing the man that they're about to kill first. He's like, yeah, he went up to his office, killed his boss, stray bullet flew, killed the secretary, and as he's talking so callous and shallow and hateful. Rightfully so. He's talking about a killer, and he's saying this thing. He's like, all these people, every time they're badass, hardened criminals, and every time they have to meet the chair, they cry, they flail, they beg for their life. They say, the governor's gonna call him pardon me, the governor's gonna call him pardon me, but they never do. And he seems to get a weird thrill out of these kills. So after this first horrendous kill happens, he gets the news that they're thinking about, dropping execution style kills as a thing from the prison. They're like, maybe, more people, people have been scared of it. It really, reshaped society, and now people are gonna, be more chill because all these prisoners that got killed set the example. So now people maybe won't do all this brutal stuff. The crime's dropped, and it's bad to kill people. And this kind of sends this man on a spiral a little bit, and he tries to keep his job. He's like, I'll maintain the electrocution shit. Please, let me keep my job. He's like, seniority's got to count for something. I've been here for years. And they're like, I'm sorry, but the prisoners know what you did. They know what your job was. You're not gonna fare well working here with all these bad prisoners, knowing you're a killer as well. So this sparks a break in his sanity, perhaps. And again, it's a lot like Dexter, in my opinion, to me, where he's a vigilante, he's a freelance murderer, where he goes to all these court cases, and when people get pardoned and he feels like justice did not prevail, he takes care of business. We start with this one dude named James Flood, who's sitting there, this old gruff biker dude, and they're like, we find the defendant Flood not guilty. This girl's in the courtroom crying, saying, you killed my brother, and he's all stoked. He's like, your brother deserved it. And our homie's not having it, so he rigs up this fence to freak accident kill James Flood, and this spirals a concoction of miscellaneous murders that involve electrocution of sorts. So he does have an MO, and this all accumulates until one final kill when he's at the strip club and the stripper's dancing, and he's like, I wonder how she's gonna dance when I electrocute her 10,000 times. This dude says some psychotic mental shit. When he goes to pull the lever, it doesn't work, and the cops bust in. So they're like, bro, you're under arrest, so you ain't slick. And with the classic Tales from the Crypt fashion ending, he ends up being put in the electrocution chair. Which, I don't know, makes no sense to me. Maybe they didn't get rid of it. Maybe they were just pardoning more people so they wouldn't get electrocuted. But whatever happens, he ends up getting the fate that he was the one that was hired to do. He ends up getting the fate of all the killers that he besmirched. by becoming a killer. And again, ironically, he's flailing, he's crying, he's begging for his life. He's like, please don't do this, the governor's gonna call. And as he's sitting there, they pull the lever and he dies. It ends with one final line of him saying, I thought the governor was gonna call. And for our first debut episode, it wasn't bad. Is it one of my favorites of all time? No, but Bill Sadler's in there, he's iconic. It has a cool true crime vibe, very realistic. The story is intense. This dude is doing this crazy, depressing job that takes people's lives, and then when he gets shit canned, he ends up becoming a killer and ending up in the spot of the people that he besmirched and hated on so badly. But that leads us into the second episode, my personal favorite from all time. Y'all should know this. And All Through the House. That is right, Larry Drake. You know and love the icon. He's from the episode of Tales from the Crypt called The Secret. He's from Dr. Giggles. But in this one, he plays a deranged Santa Claus on the loose. Episode starts on a dreary, cold winter night. Dude sitting on the couch drinking some bourbon, chilling, bicking back, and his wife's like, I can't stand this man. So she grabs a fire poker, kills him. And you're like, damn, that actually started out pretty brutal. Like, no suspect of that happening. He's just sitting there. It just seems like a normal Christmas Eve night. Daughter's upstairs. She's like, go to bed, honey. Me and your dad are just relaxing. She killed him. And she has to dispose of the body, and as she drags him out into the wintry yard, we hear on the radio, local man escaped from the mental asylum wearing a Santa outfit, and he is dangerous. And that sets a eerie tone and some haunting dread because she's outside. She did not hear this radio announcement, so now you know she's outside with a killer on the loose, and the door slams closed. She gets locked out, and the episode kind of builds to like this little cat and mouse game where as she's inside trying to cover up the body, trying to figure out what to do, try to like decompress herself from just killing her husband, we see glimpses of the Santa Claus in the background, him lurking around, when finally she goes outside and she sees the body's gone. When out of nowhere the Santa Claus attacks her, that's right, and as a kid this was one of the few things that genuinely scared me more than most things. I don't know, the design and look of Larry Drake as a Santa Claus haunted me to the core. It was eerie. Now as an adult it's kind of goofy and funny and like whimsically charming, but as a kid it freaked me out so bad. I see now that it's very like farce-like and comedic, but I don't know, when I was young I thought it was one of the scariest things I ever saw. You know, I believe in Santa, I still might. And the episode just is her pretty much trying to duck and dodge this Santa Claus killer along the way. There's this one creepy scene that like still is ingrained in my mind that haunts me, is when she's hiding in the closet and gets locked in there. She sees Santa Claus climbing up this ladder, and he looks into the window down there and smiles and looks up because he knows her daughter's upstairs. And as she gets upstairs, she's like, oh god, okay, cool. And you hear her daughter go, mommy, mommy. She looks down the stairs and she goes, I told you Santa was real. He came to see me early. And then she has her hand out and he steps in a frame and he smiles and he goes, naughty or nice. And she starts screaming. The mom is like, no, no. Ah. And the episode ends. And these two, episodes to start the franchise are very pivotal. I know a lot of people love this Halloween one, and a lot of people love The Man Who Are Deaf. Two contrasting episodes, whereas the Dig That Cat episode is a lot more well written, more suspenseful, and it probably has one of the most genius endings of all time. If you want me to do the Dig Your Cat episode, comment down right now. If this gets 13 likes, it will be the next Tales from the Crypt episode. Until it does, and if we don't get 13 likes, I'll do a different episode, but it will come. But yeah, the Christmas one, it's just so eerie and haunting and festive. Like, something about turning Christmas scary always freaked me out. A crazy, belligerent Santa Claus on the loose is haunting. And Larry Drake's performance, all in all, is the best. And I just fuck with this one heavy. But alright, guys. Thank you so much for watching. Did you like this episode? Comment down below. If you thought it was a dud, comment dud. If you want to see any more horror content from me, subscribe, because you're going to see more. Unless you don't watch this channel anymore. Anyways, thank you guys so much for watching. Please subscribe. Give me a thumb up. Hit that ding-a-ling button, or else you telling you, hey, it's me, I'm here. And I'm going to say one time for the one time and two time for the O's. Give me a hell yeah for horror.
Deadass, I think I'm fucking like in Silent Hill or something, because shit don't look right, dude. Like, I know this sounds fucking crazy, but I'm not crazy, dude. Like, deadass. I don't even know what to fucking say right now, dude.